Hi, Christine. Oh my gosh. We are live. All right. Welcome to another episode of the Unstoppables live TV series. This is a special show that we run on LinkedIn, but today we're going live on LinkedIn, also on Facebook in the Unstoppables group, and as usual on LinkedIn. So, guys, usually we interview like a very special entrepreneur, someone who's doing like great things in the world. And today, this is a very unexpected, it's a bit different interview. And today we got Christine McAlister. Christine McAlister, she is the goddess of the podcast. She is doing the most amazing things with podcasts and interviews. And I was a little bit scared, to be honest, to be interviewing someone who is a master of interviews. So it's going to be a little bit different than what you guys are used to. So, Christine, thanks for making it to the show and welcome.
I'm so excited. Thank you for having me.
No worries. I have to say that we were having some issues with technical issues, and that I started laughing because I thought everything was frozen when we were jumping live again for the second time. So let's get started. Christine, over to you.
All right. Okay. I froze for a second, so we're just going to roll with it. Carlos. I am very excited to be here today to turn the tables on the amazing Carlos and to dig in to find out a little bit more about the man, the myth, the legend. Because Carlos, you and I have just connected in the past few weeks, so I legitimately don't know the answers to a lot of these things, but I love interviewing people. And so thank you for giving me the opportunity to share more of who you are with your audience, and also selfishly just, get to hear some really interesting, fascinating stories about my new friend.
I'm actually nervous. It doesn't happen usually. I'm always the one in control, and now I'm just the one who doesn't know what's going on. So
yeah, you're making some new neural pathways. They're like growing, right? This is what we're all here to do. I love it.
Definitely.
So I am so curious, I know you normally ask this, but who is Carlos?
You know what? I've been asking this question to my guests and having fun, because everyone goes like, "Oh fuck!" And now
Now you're saying that.
Yeah. And I was having like one of these philosophical conversations about who are you, and my answer was, well, I'm someone different every day because I keep learning and growing every day. But I guess that the answer that everyone would like to hear is like, I'm a guy from Spain. I was born in the 80s, which is like ages ago. I can't believe I'm that old. And
me too.
Well, 80s people are the best people. So I've always been a serial entrepreneur. My first business I was hungry for more. I wanted more money, more impact, more significance. And because I surrounded myself by the wrong people, I started doing drugs. I started getting involved in drugs. I built my business around drugs and gangsters and all this kind of stuff. And for 8 years, I sustained like a very unhealthy lifestyle. While I was getting my degree, I was playing music as a professional DJ. This dangerous lifestyle almost killed me 3 times. And finally, when I decided that I was going to do the right thing and join corporate when I finished my engineering degree, and then I made it to corporate, and 5 years in, and I almost died from a stroke. And back then I was 29. I was anxious. I couldn't sleep at night. I had everything that society thinks that you need to be successful. I had a house, I had a car, I had a family, I had a girlfriend, I had a job, responsibility. I was earning money. I was super unhappy. And it was like, oh, wow, I've been working so hard for this stuff. And now this is not what I want. So I had to step back, stop. I quit corporate, and I needed to find myself. I needed to find what I wanted to do with my life. And I flew to the other side of the world, to Australia from Spain. And back then I didn't speak English. I didn't understand anyone back then. So look, it's gonna make sense at the end. Back then I started living a different life. I was happy. I was doing things that were making me happy. I started like a couple of more businesses. They were not really successful, but they were enough to help me get by. And then in 2016, I decided to come back to Europe because I wanted to be close by my family. And I ended up in corporate again. Following the same patterns, the same things happened to me. And 2 years later, I said, look, enough, that's enough. I don't need to do that. I need to build a business that makes me happy, that allows me to make an impact, that allows me to give back, and that allows me to travel the world as I work. And I started trying to reinvent the wheel because I didn't realize there was a lot of people doing what I was trying to do. But because I was too smart to ask and I was too cool for school, what I did was I tried to build something that I thought, I'm going to build something that I'm going to be the first one. So I ended up finding help and getting some help and finally learning some of the strategies that I still implement today. And I finally got what I wanted in my life. Now, who is Carlos? Carlos is someone who understands that we are unstoppable, that we can do in life anything we want, everything we want. And if we set up our mindset to achieve and to live the life that we want to live, there's nothing that can stop us. And this is Carlos. And this is the core foundation of who I am, because I'm always going to be hungry for more, but I'm very happy and content with what I got.
There's a lot there.
I condense everything as much as I could. Oh, by the way, we got Shiraz and Nixat. Hi, guys. Thanks for watching. Happy to have you here.
Yay. Okay, so some follow-up questions.
Go. Okay.
You said you had a stroke at 29. Is that from the stress?
Look, what happened is that I had been doing all these crazy things during my life, during my early years, like drugs and everything, pretty much everything. I had a massive car crash when I was 21. I was partying and DJing and doing the rock style lifestyle. Almost killed me as well. I had 5 days in a coma. When I was in corporate, one day I was walking. I had a weekend. I was running a radio show. I was doing a lot of stuff. I was always super busy. And I started noticing some kind of pressure in my neck. And I'm like, I'm going to just go to get some anxiety tablets and I'll keep going because I'm so busy. So I went into the hospital. And when they saw me and they do one of these measuring the heart rate and all this sort of stuff, and they locked me in. They said, we don't understand why you are still alive. You should be dead. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm busy. Just give me a towel, let me go. And then they told me, look, we don't really know what's going on. It feels like it's something that stresses you out. You're stressed out, but this is very weird. We don't really understand that. But this was after years of stress, and I would deal with the stress with drugs and anxiety tablets and all this sort of stuff. So no one knows exactly what happened there, but I think it was a lot of different things. And on top of it, I had my career wasn't fulfilling me. I was living an unhealthy lifestyle.
Whoa. So you mentioned that there were 3, 4, 5 times that you literally almost died. Yes?
Yeah.
What do, looking in retrospect, what do you take away from having lived through those experiences?
What I take away, my biggest takeaway, and something that's actually it influences enormously how I live my life. It is the understanding that the time here, it's very limited. The time here can be gone in a fraction of a second, because it happened to me. It happened to me many times. And what happened to me was that I'm partying, I'm having fun, I'm great, I've got everything I want in life. And then the second later, someone has run over me with a car, or I had a car crash and I wake up in a hospital after 10 days in a coma. And then I'm like, holy fuck, that was close. And it's like, because we tend to believe that death is going to come, and we're going to see it coming from the distance, and our life is going to roll in front of our eyes, and we're going to have time to regret. We're going to have time to say goodbye. And it's not like that. Like, honestly, like I'm talking here and I know that I could be walking outside when we finish and a car runs over me and something crazy happens and I'm gone. Now, what is the point of living a life waiting for retirement? What is the point of a life doing things that don't make you happy? What is the point of having a life where you complain and do shit that you don't enjoy doing? Because you don't have a second life. Well, you might believe in second life. I don't. And what I know is that this life could be gone at any given time. And I've given not only one, but not two, three, but 4 opportunities to do something meaningful with my life. So I would be stupid if I wasn't taking advantage of the time that I'm on Earth.
Go ahead.
This is my takeaway.
I love it. How do you balance that with not putting so much pressure on every moment, right? Like, how do you find the joy in the present moment without feeling like, I have to do so much because I could walk out the door and be hit by a car?
Yeah, good question. Well, you're good at this stuff. I don't. No, yeah, it's a great question. And the thing is that I need to do a lot of inner work, because I always feel that I'm in a rush to get things done. I'm in a rush to achieve more things, because my mission, my vision, the way I live life is I want to see how much am I able to achieve? How big am I able to grow? And I'm not talking about money, but learning and growing my business, making an impact, giving back and helping communities and helping big charities that I'm part of.
Yeah.
I want to see how much I'm able to do. And I'm in a rush because I'm super hungry for more. But every day I say thank you, because what I'm living, because I'm lucky enough to live the life that I have. And I'm lucky enough that I got what I got, and I live the life that I've lived so far. But this is what I call the growth mindset. You want to be super hungry for more, but you want to be super happy with what you have.
Yes, that's the edge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so you mentioned that you were like too cool for school when you first started this recent business, your most recent business. What was the turning point where you were finally like, all right, I'm done like trying to figure this all out on my own for free. I'm gonna get some help?
Well, yeah, good question. So I think what I did was burning all the boats. I burned all the bridges behind me. And when I made the decision of seeking for help, I was decided to build a business, and I quit corporate, and that was February last year. I quit corporate. I had been investing all the money that I had been making into my business, into personal growth, into courses, trainings, and shiny objects that got me nowhere. And when I quit corporate, I didn't have savings. I had less than $2,000 in my bank account. I didn't have a salary anymore. I didn't have a payment because I quit on my own. So if I wasn't, I mean, the only way forward for me was to become successful. And then someone suggested me, hey, you should talk to this guy. This guy is doing cool things. He's as cool as you. I'm like, okay, let's have a look. So I look at this guy. He's from Australia, and I'm like, you know what? I like what I see. Let's give it a go. I'm going to jump on a call. And I hit the nail on the head, because you want to work with people who are like you, who share your values and your principles. And I found someone who was honest, who was congruent, consistent with what I wanted to do. And since the first call we had on the phone, I'm like, mate, I'm all in. And so I invested my last $1,500 into an online training. It was like a 6 weeks, 6 modules training, and that it would give me like the blueprint of what I'm doing today, like the same strategy, how to use online platforms, how to use social media to grow and scale a coaching or consulting business. And I made $500,000 in my first year in business.
Okay. So that is very, very dramatic, right? Like, from literally my last $1,500, I left this job, I have nothing, to like, I found somebody who I believe can help me, and I'm just going to freaking let them help me. And I'm not going to be too proud or too cool to ask for help. And when you did the work, like, you showed up for it because you literally had to, right?
Yeah. And it's how powerful, like, a business and life, it's a mindset game, right? When you have the plan B, when you have a backup plan, what this does to your mind is like, well, don't need to try too hard. If it doesn't work, you can go somewhere else. But when you have no backup, when you have no plan B, the only thing that you can do is fucking find a way to succeed and move forward. And this is what I had to do. And it's nothing impressive. I just worked my ass off to get the results that I got.
Well, and like, you let yourself be helped by somebody who you felt like you could learn from.
Yeah.
And you respected.
Yeah. Because look, I needed to find a way, and I had been trying on my own for 2 years, buying shiny objects, trying things, sticking shit to the wall and see if it sticks or not. And a few things would stick. The problem when you don't have a guidance is that some things work, but you don't know why, and you don't know exactly what it is. So it's frustrating, because you never know what you're doing.
Totally. Oh my gosh. Yes. So $500,000 in your first year. Now your business is absolutely rocking it. Like, what are you working on right now? What are you helping people with? What's your current thing?
I'm always growing. I'm someone who gets bored really easily and really quick. I need challenge. I need challenges in my life. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm still single, because I get sick of everyone and everything.
You have a high need for novelty, right?
Yeah, let's leave it at that. I like variety. So what I'm doing now is I'm still working with my clients, my coaches and consultants, and also C-suites, helping them leverage the power of the online world, helping them understand how to make more impact and more income. And usually when it's a company and they want to promote a CEO, and when they want to make like a public figure, so they raise awareness of what the company is doing, the outcome is different. But for example, with my coaches and consultants, what I'm doing is I'm helping them start up. Now I've got my own 6 weeks training, which is like at least a 3.0 version of the initial training that I got access to. So for these ones that are just getting started, and then I'm helping the ones that are already getting some results to scale up and to do that fast.
Cool. What are your favorite platforms now?
Sorry?
Your favorite social media. What are your favorite social media to do that?
My favorite social media, when I built my business the first year, was Facebook, and I used only Facebook. The problem when I had made my first $500,000 was that Facebook shut down my account overnight. So today I have a business, and tomorrow I cannot even talk to my clients. I was shocked. So what I did is, well, look, now I know how to build a business. I know how the algorithms work. So I need to find somewhere else to do the same. And so I started marketing on LinkedIn. I started mastering the platform. And now I'm working in both platforms. If I have to choose one, my favorite one is LinkedIn.
Cool.
I'm an engineer. I like systems. I like businesses. I don't like fluff. I like to be direct and bold. And LinkedIn, it's a perfect environment for that.
Amazing. What kind of engineer were you?
I'm an industrial engineer.
Okay. Got it.
Sounds very fancy, but it's just machines and systems and stuff and pumps. I like systems. I'm like a half German, and I'm a creative German in my inside.
I love it. I love it. Like, for people who are listening to this story and they're like, whoa, Carlos is a badass. Like, I haven't been through all this stuff in my life, so I don't have that, like, well, I survived this, so I'm not scared anymore, like, passion for growth. What would you say to them?
Look, everyone knows their own story, and everyone undervalues their own story. And the reason is that all the things that I explain here, it sounds dramatic. To me, it wasn't dramatic. It's just my life. It is not something, but I understand that when I talk to people and I share my experiences, they go, wow, we all had these experiences. Now, it is, what do you want to learn of the experiences that you got in life? What's going to make a difference in terms of the mindset that you bring to the table? Now, you don't need to be next to death. You don't need to do anything of the stuff that I've done. You just need to be hungry. And you just need to understand, look, Wayne Dyer, he was one of my favorite authors, and he said something that is very powerful. He said, we all have an appointment with death. Now, it's better if you go now and have this appointment, and go now, get into the appointment, understand that death is there and you're going to get there. We don't like to talk about death in the Western culture because we think that we're never going to die. We live as if we were never to die. And when it comes the time to die, like, oh, fuck, I've missed a lot of things and I haven't done a lot of things, right? So no, you guys are going to die. Like, unless you... yeah, you
death and taxes, right?
so how do you want to live your life? Do you want to write a book that it's going to be worth reading, or do you want to just go through life being a victim of your circumstances? Because if the time comes and you have time to reflect on your life, what's the feeling? I mean, I could die today, and I will know that I have done everything I could to live the best life possible. And that doesn't mean that I got everything, okay? That just means that when you're fighting for your purpose, when you're living your purpose, goals don't matter.
Ooh, can you say a little bit more about that?
Yeah, of course. Like, look, how many times you said, oh, you know what? When I buy my car, I'll be happy. When I get my new place, it's gonna be amazing. And then you get your car, and it's a good high for a couple of days, and then you're miserable again. Or you get your new flat, and then a new flat comes, or new apartment, and then it's great for a few hours, but then new problems rise.
Yep.
So the beautiful thing is having and enjoying the time that you're pursuing this goal, moving towards it, because you're excited, you're savoring this goal. This is the journey. So when they say it's not about the destination, it's the journey, this is exactly what it is. And people live miserable lives because they don't know how to enjoy the journey. Yep. Because the goal and the journey is not compelling, it's not satisfying enough. And to me, I've been enjoying, and I've had this mindset since I decided I'm not happy with what I'm doing now. I need to do something to change it. And when I was in corporate, yes, I didn't like corporate, but I was happy that I was doing things for me, for a better life. And even though I wasn't where I am today, I was already happy. And I haven't finished, and I'm not done. I'm never gonna be done. I'm always gonna be pushing and hungry for more and finding more. But that doesn't mean that I'm not happy. That means I'm enjoying my journey, and I'm moving towards something even bigger.
Yes. And what is next for you, Carlos?
What is next? My business is growing as well, because otherwise I would get bored, as you know already. So what I'm doing is I just set up a new company. I'm building a new company. It's actually built. It's called Kairos Consulting. Kairos is a name that Kairos was Greek deity, and the meaning of Kairos is the right time, the proper time, the time of God. And this was my name. Yeah, it's got a story. It was my DJ name when I was still playing music, and then now it made sense. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm upgrading my value proposition. So instead of working with CEOs and coaches and consultants, I'm offering the services, the growth hacking services to companies and organizations that needs to level up or understand a little bit more what's possible for them. What potential do they have?
I love it. So everybody stay tuned for that. Sounds amazing. I love how you tied it in with your previous life and are giving new meaning to that. My company, Life with Passion, has a similar story where like 2005, I had a Life with Passion thing, and 2015, I had a new Life with Passion thing. So very cool. All right. I have a random question for you. Okay. So you and I share a lot of things in common, which is so fun. One of the things that we share in common is that we are missing half of our eyebrow.
Yeah.
How did that happen to you?
So if you see, I don't know if you're gonna see it, but you see the line here?
Yeah. Now I see it. Yeah.
This is a scar that goes all the way to the back of my head. And this is when I had this car crash when I was 21. Back then, my car didn't have airbag. So I basically hit a wall with my head. And my head wasn't open like a banana, but it was like it was pretty funny. So I've got like a lot of scars in my body, all around my brain, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
And this is one of them.
Yes, right. Got it. Well, Carlos, thank you so much for sharing your story. Like, this has been an amazing, amazing interview. What is the one thing that you most want people to walk away with today?
Look, I would like, if I could give one advice to people, like, look, this is called the Unstoppables. My clients group is called the Unstoppables, and my free group, where this is being streamed, by the way, it's called the Unstoppables. What I want people to realize is that life happens for you. It's not happening to you. You can do anything you want. And one big takeaways that I would like people to have is that you need to surround yourself by people who can actually get, or who are getting the result that you are getting in life, or that you want to get in life. Mm-hmm. I'm just hearing my voice in the background. It's so annoying. So I think it's gone now. So look, believe in yourself. Understand that you can do and achieve anything you want in life, anything, as long as you believe that you can. And find the people, find the mentors, find the peer group that are getting the results that you want to get. And I warrant, if you spend enough time with these people, and that's one of the reasons you and me are talking today, is because I saw you and I'm like, this chick is crushing it with I want to do the same. So I reached out and because I really want to learn from you, because, it's like, wow, that's cool. Let's ask. And that's how I'm going to become like a master of podcasts.
That's how, same. So what I'm hearing you say is, find people who share your values that you want to learn from and work with them. Pretend that this is a mic. The end, right? Yeah. And everybody go learn from Carlos, because I'm going to, and you will see me up my LinkedIn game like bananas in 2021, thanks to Carlos.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. Well, I just feel that we need to have another one of those, because now I want to interview you. So you can count on a second edition of this show. So thank everyone who's watching, even if it's a replay, that's okay. We forgive you. And I'll see you on the next live. Bye.